Golden Blue Dude back with another video just for you. So if you're a college football fanatic, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button because it is a long off season and I'm here to get you through it. And also go check out our Patreon page. A lot of time and effort going into that. And I call my Patreons the shot callers because I let them call the shots with video ideas and what teams that I do previews and predictions for the 2022 college football season first. We also have a great website designed and created by Joey Foster. We have 8 great writers led by our head writer Michael Walker. And I can't forget about a merchandise store. A lot of great stuff over there. In fact, I bought 2 t-shirts myself, the gold one and the blue one. Well, we're having to do a car video today because today's kind of sort of a busy day for me, so I'm going to have to fit a video in wherever I can. I haven't done a car video in a while, so maybe this will be a nice change of pace. And today I want to talk about ESPN flat out lying about us, the fans. That's right, ESPN is lying about our opinion. According to this tweet, ESPN told CFP, the College Football Playoff Committee, the selection committee remains popular. It's something like 76% approval rating from the public. Well, first of all, the wording from that is terrible. Something like, roundabout, it's near this number. What's the actual number? Second of all, I don't believe that number at all. In fact, I hear a lot more complaints than I do praises of the College Football Playoff Committee. The second thing is, what fan bases specifically did you ask? Because opinions are going to differ from fan base to fan base. I'm sure if you ask the Alabama fan base, they're going to say, yes, we love the Playoff Committee. They've been doing a great job. Or even the Clemson fan base, yeah, we think the Playoff Committee's doing a great job. Ohio State fan base definitely will say it as well. Probably even the Georgia fan base, maybe the Oklahoma fan base. You get the picture. It definitely matters which fan base you ask about the College Football Playoff Committee. And I would say those fan bases would not make up 70% of the opinion of the nation. I'm sorry, I know they're big fan bases, but I don't think they're that big. And honestly, I think the Playoff Committee has done a terrible job. I mean, how many times have you sat in front of your television and the playoff rankings come out and you're like, what? How did that team end up there? How did this happen? Why is this team not higher? Why is this team so low? I do it pretty much every week. I pretty much disagree with the playoff committee's selection every stinking week. And I've done videos on that in the past. So I have proof of that. On top of that, I really like the responses that this tweet got from other people. One person said, and these are actual tweets, I would be quite interested in how public and approval were defined in this research. Yeah, there was no definition. It was just the public remains optimistic, or the playoff committee remains popular according to the public, or among the public. That's very generic. That's not specific at all. Another tweet says, I need someone in my life who is this willing to so blatantly lie to me about how well I'm doing at something. Yeah, me too. It's basically a cheerleader. This is basically a cheerleader saying, yes, playoff committee, you're doing a great job, even though they haven't. Next tweet says, someone just make this up, right? I would agree with that. I think somebody did just make it up. It's too general. There's no specifics. Nothing is defined. I agree with that tweet. Somebody just made this up. The next tweet is, I really wanted to know the exact phrasing of the question when it was polled. That's another great point. What exactly did they ask when they polled, if this poll actually happened? And finally, the last tweet I'm going to read, it says, okay, who rigged the survey? That's a fair question as well. So, who did they poll? How did they ask the question? And was it rigged? Because this seems far, far, far from the truth. Look, the Alabama fan base, Clemson, Georgia, Oklahoma, Ohio State, all the fan bases that get the benefit of the doubt, they do not want the playoffs to expand. But all the teams that have been on the verge or never been to the playoffs, they want it to be expanded so that there's more of a chance for them to get to the playoffs. So I would actually say that the vast majority of fan bases would say that they do not approve of the College Football Playoff Committee. They're not transparent. Even when they do come out with their selections, they're not transparent as to why they selected this over this or how this team landed here. They're not transparent. It's just, here's our selection. You got to take it whether you like it or not. Quick shout out to my guys on the West Virginia webcast. They had me on their show last week. It was a great show, and they talk all things West Virginia, not just West Virginia football. So go check out their show. I'll try to leave the link in the description of this video. And even if you're not from the state of West Virginia, I still think you'll enjoy their content. So for me, if they would have polled me, I would have said no. Highly disagree with this. I do not approve of the College Football Playoff Committee, and some major changes need to be made. And the biggest thing for me is they have to get people out of the playoff board that have a vested interest in it. They need outside parties involved. Because, of course, it is human nature to try to give your fan base or your team the benefit of the doubt above all the other teams. And I'm not saying that's what's going on. Do not misquote me on that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, it's human nature. So if it happened, it wouldn't surprise me. Honestly, this comes off as a joke, somebody playing a prank, somebody trying to get everybody riled up, which is working, because this is a flat out lie. There is no way that around 76% of the public approve of the College Football Playoff Committee. There's no way. I just don't see it. In fact, going by the comments on my own video, I would say around 76%, see what I did there, don't approve of the College Football Playoff Committee. But if I took an actual poll, I would list what I asked, how I asked it, who I asked, and the exact number of people that I asked, and the exact number of the percentage that went disapprove and approve. None of that. We see none of that. This is way too general. I do not believe this is an actual poll. And this is just ESPN trying to act like there's no issues with the College Football Playoff Committee when there are some big issues. Some big things need to be changed with the College Football Playoff Committee. And ESPN's influence needs to be done away with. Because this is what they do. They pat themselves on the back, act like they took a real poll, and act like the vast majority of the public approved the College Football Playoff Committee. I'm sorry, they don't. In fact, I might take a poll myself and see if you approve or disapprove. Maybe I'm completely wrong about this, and maybe I'm just letting my own feelings get in the way of this. And I'm not saying maybe the public doesn't approve of the College Football Playoff Committee. Maybe they do. It's just that percentage doesn't make sense at all. I would say if there is an approval rating, it would be more around 55-60%, more of a split margin, not around 76%. That's too high. It makes it unbelievable. That right there discredited ESPN, putting around 76%. Too generic and just plain too high. That's not believable, ESPN. You got to do better than this. And I take offense to this because that's lying about my voice. That's lying about my opinion. You did not ask me. In fact, I have no idea who you actually asked. So yeah, I take this personally because they're acting like the vast majority of us, the fans, approve of the College Football Playoff Committee. Well, I'm letting you know right now, ESPN, I do not approve. And this really ticks me off that you act like that I do. I'm not happy about it at all. So stop lying about the fans and stop acting like everything's okay and everybody approves the College Football Playoff Committee, because that's a lie. It is false. So y'all let me know in the comments section what you think about this situation, and go ahead and tell me, do you approve or disapprove of how the College Football Playoff Committee has been running things? I really can't wait for the comments on this one. It's going to be a good back and forth. That's all I got for you for this show. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you on my next show.